Hi everyone, happy Friday. Here are the updates for February 13th, 2026. So starting with navigation and user flow improvements. First, we removed the create option from the top bar on the chorus side. So what that looks like here. Can now see at the top bar that menu includes just the community, lesson activities, Symphony Whiteboard, class, and AI Assistant. We've also changed so that when users log in, they now go straight to the main workspace instead of landing on that intermediate side. So this means they're automatically redirected to Symphony when logged in, so the whiteboard when logged in. We've also added the join by code for multiple access points. So here when I select share whiteboard, there's this option for allow join with code. So students can then enter that session code in order to join the whiteboard. So it makes it much easier to jump into collaboration from different places. We've also made improvements to the home dashboard. So when there's a new session or section on the home screen, there's improved the main landing page to make starting or joining sessions a lot more intuitive. Some of our performance improvements, we have improved the web pages. So we corrected a fix for when the web page does not automatically load after entering a URL. So pressing reload will now properly trigger that. We have also disabled Maximize on native Android app. So this is going to prevent users from using a Maximize option that doesn't apply in the Android app to make it less confusing for our end users. We've also improved the font dropdown, so correcting an issue where the font selection didn't behave properly. Now that is going to be fixed. And then lastly, for improvements, we have worked through the floating toolbar reposition. So now with a long press, it will move much more seamlessly, make that a little larger, and less jumpy across the screen. And then some of the really fun tool enhancements that we have added. Users can now add community lesson activities to their whiteboard, not just their own lessons. We've also had added the prevent locked objects from moving if they're part of a multi-select. So with multi-select, that means I have these two objects here. Should one of those be locked, I would not be able to move the locked item. Oh, there we go. We have also improved the minimum line thickness. So we've now made that a much smaller size. So you can now draw thinner lines for more detailed writing or sketching. And that ties into the smaller default stroke thickness and theme-based pen color. So now new drawings are going to start with a thinner line by default, and it will automatically match your selected color theme. We've also, for our math tools, have added a preview line for the for the protractor. So if I go to my toolbox, you can see here I have my math tools with my protractor. There's that preview line, kind of lightly see that. And then once I let go, then it will trigger the line to be visible. So I get that little bit of a preview before selecting my lines. We'll get rid of those for now. We have made improvements on the multi-select. So when selecting multiple objects, the selection box is now going to fit more accurately around them. So as you saw earlier, when I had selected the two boxes here, now we can see that selection box is very tight to those objects. And then lastly, for our tool enhancements, we have updated the lock and unlock icons so that it's much more clear visual when users are interacting. They instantly understand whether or not a tool is locked or unlocked. So if I take this sticky note, and I lock, you can see we have that improved interface of very clearly showing that it has been locked. And then lastly, for our language and accessibility, we have the MyScript plugin. So this is for Android, and this is the text recognition. So now our Android users can now write by hand and have it automatically convert to a typed text. So really great in providing accessibility for users who are either developing their handwriting skills or for your teachers who maybe don't have the neatest handwriting. And then lastly, for language and accessibility, we have improved the translation and localization updates. So we've improved language support so that the platform works much more smoothly for all of our users around the world. So those are the updates for the week. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and happy Valentine's Day.